With us here on HSN. My name is Brett Chuckerman, and if you don't own a combo player, a recorder, an Emerson system yet, if you have one VHS in your life that is baby's first steps, that's a wedding video, that's an embarrassing play that you were in when you were 10, 11, 12 years old, and you want to know you're going to have it for the rest of your life, this is the technology that does it for you. And to be very, very clear about this, Emerson themselves have admitted that they cannot continue to manufacture this product. There's one manufacturer left in the world that makes VCR heads because they don't make VHS tapes anymore, and that manufacturer is closing their doors. If you have that dusty box of tapes that are oxidizing, that are disappearing, that are degrading, if every time you think about putting them in a VCR, you're worried about the stringy, messy, I'm never gonna see it again, this is the way to convert those VHS tapes into DVDs. And once they are on shiny silver disc, which we give you a ton of them for free to get started, and you can get them in any grocery store, or even gas stations sell them now. Once they go on disc, you basically have them for a lifetime. You even convert them to look like high definition videos. Imagine your wedding video from the 50s, 60s, 70s looking like high definition. You may rethink that dress you wore, that hairstyle you had, but it'll be great to see it that way. Imagine those baby's first steps, that play you did in the 80s, seeing it in a new way like never before. This is the way to take your videos, your moms, your sisters, your brothers, everybody's, and preserve them for a lifetime. You could arguably start your own little home-based business and tell people online, on Facebook and on Craigslist that you're willing to do this service for them for a fraction of what professional places will cost, and you're not turning over your videos to strangers. But if you don't own it yet, it is time to get on board, because Emerson has told us they cannot manufacture these anymore. We're gonna put in every order we can possibly get because we have seen our customer have a need and have a demand for this product, but there is just no promises there. Today, it's on 5 flexible payments. This is for Customer Appreciation Month, so it's only $36 a month. It ships to your door free of charge. It comes with the cords, it comes with the cables, it comes with the full remote, so it is an everyday workhorse playing VCR, playing DVD player with the HDMI cable. There's nothing else to purchase except future blank DVDs. And Aaron Berger is here to show you that you do not need to go to film school.
You don't.
You do not need a learning curve degree. You need
a finger.
It can be anyone you want,
thumb,
right?
Yeah, any digit.
Whichever one you want.
Here's the problem. Brett laid it out for you guys. Many of us, the problem is we're lucky enough. We're lucky enough to have our memories on VHS tape. Maybe you have probably a wedding. Most homes in America have a wedding or a couple weddings sometimes on VHS tape, where we have baby's first steps, or we have orchestra concerts or graduations, or that time that you won the track meet in 8th grade, or whatever it is. It's on tape. The problem with tape is this, is that it degrades over time. It really was never meant to be a medium that can stand the test of time. So that's the really bad news, is that if you have this memory right now, forget about floods and fires and natural disasters that destroy these. Just the air that we breathe, oxygen, oxidizes this tape, which is why it starts to get that yellow image, that double image, and it gets brittle, it breaks, it's gone, the memory doesn't last. The good news is, it's one finger. It takes quite literally the touch of one finger, and I'm gonna show you in a minute, to take all of your old memories from tape, where they're not safe, where they're decaying every moment, to disc. So move them from tape to disc, where they're safe, where they're protected, where they stand the test of time. They take up a heck of a lot less room, and here's a big thing, they look better, because as Brett mentioned, everything you play in your DVD VCR, whether it's an old tape, maybe it's an old Star tape or a Potter tape, or a DVD, either one, are converted to high definition. A lot of people don't realize that the DVDs that they have right now, when you watch your DVDs on your DVD player, if you don't have a system like this, there's a good chance you're watching your DVDs in standard definition. You have this beautiful high def television, but the DVDs that you watch aren't being watched in high definition. This changes that. Without you buying high def DVDs, buying a Blu-ray set or anything like this, it takes the current collection that you have. We include an HDMI cable, so it's one cable. You plug one cable into the television, one cable into the box, and you're off to the races and running. Last thing I'll mention before I show you how simple it is to do, if anyone out there spends money every month, and I certainly have done this, a lot of money, a lot more than than the DVD VCR. If you spend money every month with the cable company paying for a DVR service, you don't have to do that because this records live television as well. Even if you don't have cable, if you do or don't have cable or disc or dish, or you just use an antenna or some sort of digital service, it doesn't matter. Anything that comes on your television, you can pre-program to record now directly to a disc, and you don't pay a monthly fee to do it. Are you ready? I'm done flirting. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to do. So here we go. We're going to hop right in. One thing I will mention on the way in, do you have an old camcorder, like an old beta camcorder or VHS-C camcorder? You can plug any camcorder in here as well. People always tell me they're keeping their old camcorders around just to watch the old movies, you know, that they recorded on their camcorders. You can move anything from old camcorder to disc as well. If you look at the screen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 thumbnails, and excuse me for going so fast, but this is just a little shorter presentation than usual. So we have 4 thumbnails that we've recorded from live television or from disc or from camcorder or whatever. I'm gonna stop that DVD that we have in there right now. I'm just gonna press stop right now. I'm gonna move it to VCR mode and then pop in a tape. Brett was saying you maybe have some plays from when you're 10 years old that you're embarrassed. I was 25, so it's maybe even more embarrassing to look at my tape. But about 15 years ago, this is a show I did. Again, for you, it's probably a birthday, a wedding, an anniversary, whatever memory it is that's important to your family. Here we go. 1 finger, all warmed up, ready to go. This is where you need to come watch your television. It's where we get busy because everyone thinks this is going to be complicated to go from an older magnetic format to a new digital format where you'll be able to not only, I'm gonna press dubbing, ready? Boom, you'll be able to not only watch all your DVDs in your DVD player now, but now they can go in your computer, they can be edited, they can be uploaded to Facebook, you name it. I don't have to nurse this along in any way or sort of coach it along in any way. You could leave the house, leave the room. When it gets to the end, everything moves over, or you can do what I'm gonna do right now, Brett. I'm gonna press the button to stop it, and we'll just make a little thumbnail just like that.
And I love being able to do clips, because maybe you were in that play, but you only had 3 scenes. Do you really need to see those kids from high school who you don't even remember their names? Frankly, you're a little mad that they got the part instead of you.
I've never been in a play with only 3 scenes.
You don't need to relive those moments. You know, if it's the wedding video, there's probably a couple of clips you want from it. You don't still need to have a 3-hour video.
Sure.
And then you can start to make these incredible compilations. You know, you look at this here, it looks like a regular DVD that's got chapters to it, that's got sections that you can read and find and play. You could take clips from 10 different moments in life, from 10 different videos, and turn them into one DVD that then you could burn copies of and give to your mom and your sister as Mother's Day presents of videos they haven't seen in years. You could invite your family members over and say, bring all your VHS tapes and let's turn it into DVD so everybody in the family can share it. And the bottom line is, you need a VCR to be able to play to do that recording. And this part is no longer being manufactured. This allows you to actually play the VHS tapes that maybe you haven't seen in years, in addition to recording them. You know, I believe people think this is complicated because when you go to find a service to do it for you and they say we want $25, $30, $35, $50 per dub tape, you think, oh, well, there must be some complicated editing, digitizing process. So I must need information and knowledge and, you know, experience doing this. You don't. You need technology like this and the ability to press 1 button. But if you want it, if you need it, for you, for your sister, for your mom, if you were an actor 20 years ago and you've got clips on tapes, if you did interviews once, if you were in the news way back when, if you've got those tapes and they matter to you and you want to convert them, you want to own it, you don't want to turn them over to a stranger, this is our #1 best way to do it. It's a customer pick. We give you a ton of free blank DVDs to get started. You can buy them at grocery stores. You can buy them at gas stations, frankly, these days.
Absolutely. Anywhere.
They're, you know, a couple of quarters a piece, and you can really gain full-time access to what you want. And you know, we lost my father-in-law recently, and we just had a daughter, and you start to realize, you know, those videos, even more than photos with our generations, to be able to make sure that they see that footage. You know, it continues those legacies, it continues those stories. When those memories are gone, they're gone. If they're on VHS, don't you want your kids, your grandkids, future generations to see them and experience them? This helps make that happen. So while we still have them to offer to you, take advantage. Are you ready for this? We have 900 left. 900. And again, we will try to get more. We are arguing with Emerson to take as many in stock as they're willing to give us, but they're done manufacturing the product. So
Emerson they've told us in no uncertain terms. They've told you, they've told Adam Freeman, they've told me, anybody who went to CES, there's one factory left in the world that makes the VHS heads, and they're not going to do it anymore. So they'll get as many of those heads as they can, I'm sure, but this is a limited life product. We have a couple hundred of them for sure. After that, we don't know. So I'll do the demo for you one more time. We just want you to be, fully, sort of fully understand, because we've been selling products like this for years. We won't be doing it much longer. Just all of these tapes, if you're just trying to save a little room, all these tapes fit on this many discs. So just if all you're doing is a little bit of spring cleaning and making all your tapes look better, Brett made a great point. If you want to have a little summer job, or there's kids that want to have a little summer job, or maybe you've thought about a second job, but you'd rather have that second job at home, put an ad on Craigslist that says, I dub wedding tapes to DVD. I'll say it again. I dub wedding tapes to DVD. Nearly every home in America has a tape that they want dubbed over, and as Brett said, it's expensive, and a lot of people don't want to part with and they go, yeah, that'll take a week. You can say, come to my house, it'll take not very much time at all, and it's very inexpensive for you to do. I've got about 2 minutes left, which is plenty of time. I'm going to hop around the front because I want to show you again. This is what's most important. If this were complicated, it would be an entirely different proposition, right?
And it wouldn't be a customer pick.
And it wouldn't be, sure. It would, some people would still like it, but not enough people to go, yeah, that's what I needed. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thumbnails, right? And again, we've recorded these either from a tape, we've dubbed them over. This records from live television. You can record right from live TV. If you have a camcorder, any old camcorder, VHS, DVD, the beta camcorder, I mean the really old ones, anything will just plug right in here. I've popped in a tape, and I'm going to hit play on the tape. What you're doing, as Brett said, is you're really doing this for future generations. I'm going to ask Brett to do the honors. There's a little button right here that says dubbing.
You know I've got baby brain. I've been doing midnight feedings.
That's okay. Even baby brain can handle this, I think. That's it. One time, bada boom. VCR to DVD dubbing. I didn't tell him to warm his finger up or anything, and he was ready to go. So again, to be clear, like if you put this tape in the morning before you left for work, and then you left for work, because it records in real time. So if this is a 2-hour tape, it takes 2 hours. You could just leave it, and that's absolutely fine. When it gets to the end, it stops and it begins transferring everything over. To make these little individual clips that we like to do, I just press stop. Now, I'll mention a couple here things real quickly. I love that this reminds you, you can play these tapes back, you can play these DVDs back on any DVD player. It's not just on the Emerson DVD player.
Yes.
When you eject them, it says you want to finalize them. And once you finalize the tape, it can, you can give these to grandma's gift and everybody's gifts that you've recorded all these great things. Until you finalize it, it remains open storage. So you can always come back and add another memory, add something from the television, or add something from your camcorder. It doesn't matter. It is open storage until then. And again, I mentioned this earlier briefly, and you'll see 6 come up here in a second. The other really cool thing is now you have this preserved digitally. Well, the world is your oyster once it is preserved digitally. This can go into your computer. You can edit, you can do transitions, you can share it on Facebook or other social media. You can do all of those things. You should know this is our only airing of the weekend, so it's not like we'll have 4 or 5 more opportunities to get this home. Today, now this morning, I know you're watching early. It's a good time to be watching.
And Aaron, I will let everybody know, you see 1,700 sold, and it's moving very quickly. As we process through calls, we have maybe 500 left once all the orders have been placed. We will work to try to get more, but there's just no guarantee from the manufacturer, as every retailer is trying to get their last stocks of this product. One last little tip, if you're a yard sailor, a garage sailor, and they sell VHSs for like 50 cents a piece, they're trying to get rid of their collection, you want DVDs for like $1?
Good idea.
Go buy that VHS of your favorite movie from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and go home and turn it into a DVD.
And
now you got a high-def DVD that you probably paid $1 for. It's a pretty good way to add to your collection and get some of your favorite movies back. That's less expensive than renting something from your smart streaming service for $5 a piece. It's a great technology, plus, of course, preserving those memories. It is getting very limited now. Over 1,800 now sold, less than 500 as we process the orders, so don't miss out. Now, Aaron's coming back in the next hour with a great laptop computer, which of course you could put those discs right into and then post on Facebook and do videos for Throwback Thursday and Flashback Friday and whatever other